Good morning, children. Today I am going to start Civics Chapter 1 Democracy. Democracy is a form of government. It is a worldwide form of government. Before explaining it, I want to ask something from you that who provides us all the basic facilities like water supply, who cleans your surroundings like sanitation, who provide us public buses and trains that carry people and goods from one place to another place. Who provide all these things? Just think. Okay? So, all these things, all these basic facilities, all these services are provided by government. Who provided all these services and public facilities? All these services and facilities are provided by government. What is government? A government is a body that provides us all these facilities. This is a very simple meaning, but little deeply the meaning is government is the body. Body means a group of people. Body means group of people that governs or administrates a political unit. Political unit can have a country or a state. So, what is government? A government is a body that provides and governs or administrates a political unit like a country or a part of it that we can say state. Okay, so what is the government? A government is a body. Here body means a group of people. The group of people, or the government can have a single person also. So what is the government? A government is a group of people that governs or administrate a political unit. Political unit can have a country or a part of country. This is known as the government. Now, the next question is, what the government do? What do the government do? So, the government provide all the basic facilities to us. This is the main function. The government provide all the basic infrastructures or basic facilities. The government has authority. Authority means power. Government has authority to make laws. Laws means make rules and regulations for the welfare of the people. Who made? Government made the rules and regulation and laws for the welfare of the people. Settle disputes. Disputes means fight. Small fight. Sometimes small fight, sometimes big. Settle disputes between two person, between two groups, or between two states. So government settle disputes. Disputes means fights. That can have, the fight can have between two people, can have between two group, or can have between two states. All these disputes are settled by government. Next, maintain security. Means government give us security, then we can live safe at home. For that, the government provide public forces for inside the country, and for from the outside country the government organize armed forces. There are three armed forces, that army, navy, and air forces, and another one more force, that is coastal guard. All these four armed forces protect us from outside enemies. And the next is enforce public orders. Okay, and enforce the public orders and ask the public to follow the rules and regulations. For example, to maintain traffic on the road, the government appointed traffic policemen that they can control the traffic on the road. And some rules also made for the people, then they have to follow to avoid the accident. And this provide, and it also maintain public facilities. Government also provided all the public facilities like roads, supply of water, electricity, and the public transport like buses, trains, etc., etc. And for all these work, the government take taxes from the people. The government take taxes from the people. The people have to pay. The people pay the taxes to the government, and these taxes, this amount of money, the government use for these purpose. So, what is government? A government is a body that can governs or administrate a political unit like a country or a state. This is the meaning of government. So what is government? A government is a body that governs or administrates a political unit like a country or a state. Now, what are the main function of the government? The main function of the government are to make laws. The first main function, to make laws for country people. The next, settle disputes, means to settle the disputes, means fight between two person or two groups or between two states. Next, maintain security. Maintain security means inside security as well as outside security. Inside security means to give safety from the robbers and thefts and all, and outside from outside enemies, outside attackers, give security to us. And enforce public orders and discipline, and ask the people to follow the rules and regulations and be in discipline. And government also provide us basic facilities, public facilities like electricity, water supply, sanitation, public road, public buses and trains, from where the people can go here and there. So this is the meaning of the government, and what the government do means what are the main function of the government. Now the next topic, now here some types of government are in all the countries. The governments are not in the same form. In all the countries, the governments are not in the same form. In all the countries having different forms of the government. Some forms of the government are, first one is the monarchy, second oligarchy, third theocracy, fourth dictatorship, and fifth is democracy. These are the few types of government: monarchy, oligarchy, theocracy, dictatorship, and democracy. So first one is monarchy. In this form of government, the country is governed by a single ruler, means single person can rule to the country. The single person can have king, queen, or emperor. Okay, so in monarchy form of the government, a single person rule the country. Single person can have king, queen, or emperor. And it is the hereditary form of government. Hereditary means passed from generation to generation or passed from father to son. The meaning of hereditary is passed from generation to generation or passed from father to son. It means after the death of father, his son become the ruler of that country. Okay, so in the monarchy means a country is governed by a single ruler. The ruler can have king, queen, or emperor, and it is a hereditary form of government. Hereditary means passed from father to son. Okay, and it was the most common form of the government during the medieval period, means during when the kings and queens were ruled. Now still today few monarch countries are left in the world, like Saudi Arabia and Yemen. Like Saudi Arabia and Yemen are the example of monarchy form of the government. So clear about it, monarchy form of the government. The first character of monarchy form of the government is the country is governed by a single ruler. Second, it is a hereditary form of the government. And few examples are here Saudi Arabia and Yemen. Next one is the oligarchy. Oligarchy form of the government in the country ruled by a group of people, ruled by a small group of people, and all the powers hold only in this group of people. All the powers, there is no participation of people. So oligarchy means in this form of the government, the small group of people ruled the country. Small group of people ruled the country. Oligarchy means a country ruled by a small group of people. Simple meaning. For example, Saudi Arabia, it was ruled by only by the whites people. Next one is theocracy. Theocracy in the form of government where a group of religious people, group of religious leaders ruled in the name of God. Okay, in theocracy, in this form of the government, a group of religious leaders, means in the name of religious leader, ruled the country in the name of God, where the government is based on the tenets of the religions, means on the basis of the religion they ruled the country. For example is given Vatican City and Iran. Okay, so theocracy, simple meaning, a country ruled by a group of religious leaders. Simple meaning, a country ruled by a group of religious leader. Monarchy, a country ruled by a single ruler. Ruler can have king, queen, or emperor. Oligarchy, a country ruled by a small group of people. And theocracy, the country ruled by a religious leaders. So next one is dictatorship. In this form of the government, a person or a group of people ruled by force. They seized power, means they took all the powers and ruled by powers to the country. That is called dictatorship. Dictatorship means in this form of the country, in this country, in the form of government, the country is ruled by a group of people who has taken all the powers, and by the force of power they rule the country. For example, here is given the Pakistan under the rule of general of army. This is called dictatorship. Clear? Dictatorship, the country ruled by a people or a small group of people by force. That is called dictatorship. Example, Pakistan. The next one is democracy. In this form of the government, the people govern the country. How the people govern the country? Means the people elect their representatives. The people elect their representatives to govern the country. Sometimes direct democracy and sometimes indirect democracy. So, in the democracy, the people elect their representatives to govern the country, and that government make the rules and policies for the welfare of the people. This is known as the democracy. Again, what is the meaning of monarchy? Simple meaning, a country ruled by a single ruler. The single ruler can have king, queen or emperor. Oligarchy, a country ruled by a small group of people and hold all the powers. Theocracy, the country ruled by a group of religious leaders in the name of God. Dictatorship, the country ruled by a group of people who seize the power and ruled by force. And the democracy in the form of the government where the people elect their representative and form the government. That government rules on the country or the people. Few examples, Brazil, United States of America, and the best example of democracy is India. So this is the different forms of the government. Now, totalitarian government. Accept democracy. All forms of government like monarchies, oligarchies, theocracies and dictatorship, all are come under totalitarian government. Okay, because in these forms of the government, the absolute means completely control by a group of people or a single people to the country. But in democracy, the people elect their representative to govern the country. And in these forms of government, monarchies, oligarchies, theocracy and dictatorship, there is no participation of people in the making and implementation of law. There is no participation of people. Okay, so there is no participation of people in the making and implementation of laws. But in democracy, the people take part in the election and process of making government. Okay, but nowadays few monarchies countries, they reduce the power and they government. Now the next one is the democratic government. Democratic government, this term democracy, this term come from the Greek word demokratos. This democracy word come from demokratos. This meaning rule by a common people. This mean rule by a common people. What is the meaning of demokratos? Demokratos means a rule by the common people. And this democracy It is very well defined by a US President, Abraham Lincoln. Very well he defined democracy. He defined that democracy is a form of government. It is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is the best definition of democracy. It means the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It is a form of government where the people elect their representatives and in turn they govern to the people. Okay, here the people, why it is said the government of the people, by the people, and for the people? Because the government is elected by the people, and these people, this government govern the people. And Constitution has given full power, absolute power to the government, to the people. The Constitution given complete power to the people. If they are not satisfied with the work of the government, they can express in the next election. They can express this decision in the next election. Means they can choose their another representatives. Okay, so they choose the another representative in the next election. Now, what is a constitution? Constitution is a set of laws and rules based on which the political unit is administrated. Okay, what is constitution? A constitution is a set of rules and laws on which basis the political unit is administrated or governed. Clear? Now, the democracies can have two types: direct democracy and indirect democracy. Democracy can have two types: direct democracy and indirect democracy. So first one is direct democracy. Direct democracy, in these the power is controlled by a few people. Here the people, there is no participation of people, only a group of people, they elect the government. There is no participation of the people. And in direct democracy, the people elect their representative. Okay, in the direct democracy, the people elect their representative and that representative will govern the country. Now, today, the democracy, most of the democracy country in the world are republics. Republics, it means where the head of the government that can have president or can have prime minister, not a monarch. Okay, so they are elected by the people. This is known as the republic form of the government. But in some countries, some democratic countries, they followed constitutional monarch form of the government. Means still the king and queens are the head of the state. They are the head of the state. They are only for the name, but all the powers lies to the elected parliament of the country. Okay, so in the few democratic monarch of the countries, they follow the constitutional monarch, where the king or queen is head of the state. King or queens are the head of the state, but all the powers are lie to the elected parliaments. Okay, and this ensure that the powers of the monarch is limited. Means they are having the power but limited power. Okay, so all the people are assured basic human rights and they are also having the human rights. So now the homework, Please read the chapter till where I explained, learn the different forms of the government, and tomorrow I will explain about the history of the democracy. Thank you. बना कौन सा है, ये कहाँ का है, ये वाला है, बीस, ये है क्या? Good morning, children. Yesterday I explained 3 things about human diversity. What were they? They were meaning of diversity, factors include in diversity, and need of diversity. I hope you understood. Now, today I'm going to explain about unity in diversity in our country. पैक कहाँ से होना है? यूट्यूब पे देखो है।